In fact, in my tech blog, I alluded to even back in ancient Greece that defining the world, the word world, becomes contentious. Which elements? What does it mean? So I would like to look at it in a functional taxonomy way, which in a three-tier definition of world model is what we call rendering, simulation, and planning. What does that mean? Rendering is really about a model that can show you what the world appears to be. And that is very much what we see today, VO, CDOMs, Clean, a lot of the video generation model that gives you beautiful pixels of moving or static pixels that shows, an astronaut is riding a horse. There's an avocado chair. These are like early renderings of the world. So that is one layer of world modeling. It focuses on giving you what meets the eye. The consumer of the rendering aspect of world model tends to be humans. Humans get to enjoy these pixels, and some humans get to manipulate these pixels. So that's one level. The second level is simulation. Simulation goes deeper than rendering. Here, it's not just about beautiful pixels and entertainment. It's about, are we capturing the physical and dynamic reality of the world? For example, when I simulate the world that's in front of Richard and me, I would like to know, how does this model move? If I pour the water, how does it move? So this goes beyond just putting pixels on a screen. It's about how do I faithfully simulate the physics and the dynamics and the movements and the structure of the world. Obviously, this is related to rendering. You can say if I have perfect rendering, you might get to very good simulation and vice versa. But the consumer of simulation is likely both humans and machines. For humans, for example, gamers, we love playing simulated games, right? But machines, for example, using CAD model or to design machines or moving robots in simulation, the consumption might be, the user might be machines and programs themselves. The last but not least is planning. This is where not only we want to understand the structure of the world, is that when we put in action, the world model predicts what's the next step? What do we do next? And this has direct implication to self-driving cars, to robotics. And these three layers are interconnected. As I said, if you have perfect one thing, you might actually lend itself to a very high quality another thing. What we are seeing now in this current trend is that these three functions or modeling of these three functions are starting to merge. And so even at World Labs, we are really looking at the linchpin of these three layers, which is the simulation layer. But our model can render very well. And it also, model architecture potentially can lend itself to planning as well.